Con. All right, Shalom, Israel, Shalom, Yasha Allah. Brother Tazwan Gabar, Allah coming back at you with these precepts. And yet another cold cut, giving the course, honor and glory to Yahweh, Basham, Hamashak, Amlak Yahweh Sheh, giving the Kapal Kabayim, Lasa Kwayim, Bayat, Hadawad. Right, that's the ones to the elders of the house of David that's been labored in his truth, patiently waiting for the second coming of our Lord Hamashak, Amlak Yahweh Sheh, Ataz the Dark of the righteous. Right. Also, we're giving a strong salute while Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. Brakathum to all the Akim highways and byways that labor, push his word and truth and sincerity to the four corners of the earth, the highways and byways with a sincere heart, pure mind, spirit, right, making their calling and election short, all of the mighty brothers, right, reading, fasting, praying, laboring, taking notes, right, and building themselves up to be able to come up to the highways and byways. Shalom. Right, of course, giving a hearty shalom. Right, why? Yahweh, by Hashem Masha, woman like Yahweh Shai Shematham, to all the Aqua, the sisters, and this truth, married, unmarried, referencing the husbands, being diligent and built up in the faith, raising the children in order, right, cooking, sowing, submissive, right, giving alms, charity, right, magnifying, working with thine hands, right, the offices in this truth as well. Right, to the mighty Banyam, the children, man. Right, definitely the mighty children of Israel. Giving a strong Yahweh, Ba'ashim Mashak, Wamlak Yahweh Shai, Barak, Washamartham, to all of the mighty Banyam, the mighty children, honoring and reverencing thy mother and thy father, being steadfast, diligent in the commandments. Right, and professing the works and labor, right, through the Spirit of the Most High. Okay, so this is right, this video, right, touching on, right, a very, very serious and urgent matter through the Spirit, Salakia. Right, right, this is New York Post, right, literally, right, a day ago, right, it says nearly 30 children reported missing in Cleveland during first 2 weeks of May in extraordinary search. Right. All right. So this is right, recently reported, right, and these instances happened right back in May, man. All right, but it took for, right, these so-called mass platforms and medias to put this information out there to where now, right, there's been a heightened influx, right, of Salakia, of coverage on it now, man. Right, for those who you know, they may know the statistics, right, the population of Cleveland, right, is about 368,000, right. Right, the population about 368,000, I believe, like 367 and like 992 or something like that. But we'll round it off to 368,000. Right. Right. Unfortunately, these places, right, the city is top 6, right, in crime and murder rate, right, and also as one of the top most dangerous cities in America, right, and also unfortunately, statistically, right, it's top 3 in violent crimes against children, right, which includes kidnapping, abuse, trafficking, right, missing persons, right. You know, it's also home of, you know, certain notorious, right, you know, kidnappers and killers, right, like Anthony Sowell, right, the 55th strangler, Ariel Castro, right, certain, right, men or certain serial, you know, kidnappers and, you know, stranglers and abusers of children, right, in the city of Cleveland, right. Now, it's just coming out, right, that this is in extraordinary surge. Right, and dealing with a right, for 30 children, right, to go missing, right, Salaki, right, for 30 children, right, to go missing, right, only in right, in the so-called span of so-called 2 weeks, right, and the population, right, being, right, speaking of 368,000, right, that's literally, right, if the whole entire population, right, of Cleveland was children, that's literally 1 out of every 10,000. 1 out of every 10,000, not missing in a year, not missing in a month, but missing within 2 weeks. Right? Right. Let's get into this article. Right. It says nearly 30 children have gone missing in Cleveland in the first 2 weeks of May, in an extraordinary surge of disappearances in the area, officials said. Cleveland police said 27 kids have been reported missing between May 2nd and May 16th, as Newport Heights Police Chief John Majoy warns that the disappearances have reached an unprecedented levels in 2023. Right, and this is something that's unheard of, man. Right, you may see so-called high number, right, of missing people, right, for maybe a year, man, right, in certain cities, right, but let alone, right, this alarming amount, right, in the span of 14 days, right, and these are only the children that was so-called reported, man. Right? What about the ones that didn't get documented, man? Right? What about the ones how many missing children, right, in a year, man? Right? 14 children, strangely, oddly, right, can disappear, right, in 14 right days, man. Right? How much more, right, or how much hasn't been reported, right, throughout the rest of the year, man. Right? Because we know, right, the spirit of Esau, man. Right? The so-called cover-ups, right? Kind of try to sweep things right under the rug, man. Right? Right, but that's a different video, right, for a different day. Right, reading on. It reads, there's always peaks and valleys with missing persons, but this year it seems like an extraordinary year. Majoy, who serves as the board president of the Cleveland Missing, a nonprofit group, told Fox News, for some reason in 2023, we've seen a lot more than we normally see, which is troubling in part because we don't know what's going on with some of these kids, whether they're being trafficked or whether they're being involved in gang activity or drugs. Right? Because a lot of these missing children, man, right, are, missing, right, on the parts of East Cleveland, right, where a vast majority, right, of our people live at. Right, Cleveland in general, right, is highly, right, is highly populated by Jake. Right, heavy, right, with Judah, right, may have some Benjamites, Levites up there, right, but heavily, right, with Judites, right? And you also got Northern Kingdom up there as well, man. Right? They so-called, right? So-called last week, right? Arrested two, right? So-called right brothers, right, from the cartel, man. Right? But granted, these children, man, right, are at a young age, right? They say most of these children, right, teenagers, right, missing, right, from 12, right, the so-called 16, right, 17, man. Right, but of course, we're looked at as thugs, right, hoodlums, right, just niggas, right, nothing, right, nobody, man. Right, because if, this was so-called, right, 30 Edomites missing, man, right? Hey, all hell with a break loose, man, right? If 30, right, so-called, right, white men, right, so-called boys, right, and girls went missing, right, in 2 weeks, man, right? Hey, this would have been on the national news, man, right? There'd have been an outcry, right? They would have brought in the National Guard, man, right? Right? They would have shut the whole city down, man, right? Right? Probably declared, right, martial law, right, lockdown, man, right? Nobody goes nowhere, right, until we find these children, man, right? What the hell is going on, man, right? Right, but because, these are so-called, right, so-called, blacks and Hispanics, right, we don't know what's, going on, man, right, maybe they're, they're out gangbanging, man, right, maybe, they're out selling drugs, right, maybe they're just being criminals, man, right. Hey, instead of the sincere outrage, man, and outcries, man, right? Reading on, it says, Majoy noted that majority of the cases are runaways, but he feared some of the teenagers could have been victims of predators, who he likened to wolves in sheep's clothing, man. Right? Hey, you got a lot of these so-called, right, a lot of so-called cases, right, in Cleveland, man, right, where you got certain, right, damn creeps, man, right, predators, right, as, right, the, right, as the officer stated, man, right, and you got certain wolves in sheep's clothing, man. Right, you hear a lot of strange, alarming cases, right, in the Midwest, right, certain, men, right, so-called, luring, right, kidnapping these, children, man, right, locking them in, right, the so-called basements, right, for 10, 15, 20 plus years, man, right, and these creeps, right, molesting these women, man, right, raping them, right, so they're having so-called children or babies, right, in the house, right. You got so-called right, certain men, right, the so-called Sowells, right, the so-called Jeffrey Dahmers, right, so-called lead you, astray, right, bring you into damn creepy houses, man. Right, strangle you, man, kill you, right, and do all types of manner of God knows what to you, man. Right, hey, these are wolves, right, and sheep's clothing, man. Right, coming, right, or so-called, right, a so-called gentle spirit, man. Right, I believe it was a so-called movie, right? I believe it's called like the Black Phone, right? Or like the Black Mass, man, right? It was a Edomite, right, inside of a van, right, and he was going right to and fro, man, right, in different cities, right, opening the doors, right, and so-called offering them balloons and candies and follies, man, right, and then kidnapping kids, right, and so-called bringing them back to his house, right, and locking them inside of a basement, man, right, with a creep mask on, right, having a kid, right, in a dark cellar, right, in this so-called cell phone, right, slocking that cell phone, a so-called wall phone, man, right, in a down 8x8 concrete basement, right, with one bed, right, and a so-called a phone on the wall, right, that's that so-called, right, it rings, right, of the former past victims, man, right, so-called warning the kid that, hey, going through X, Y, and Z, right, and so on, man, right. Hey, these things, man, actually happen, man, right, don't think, right, that old so-called, right, so-called things you see on Law and Order, right, so-called things you see on SVU, so-called, these so-called shows, man, right. Hey, don't think, man, that these things, right, can't happen, man, right, or aren't based on true events, man, right, so let's go back to it, right. It reads, the rise, Slovakia, the rise and disappearances are especially troubling because many times there's a lack of photos of the victims and the fact that many of the cases go largely unnoticed by the public, right, majority lamenting, man, right. And of course, man, a lot of these cases, man, right, are gonna go unnoticed, man, right, especially, right, when you have a certain, right, so-called departments, man, right, you got a certain, right, these so-called leaders, right, or overseers of the city, right, these so-called people in charge, man, right, aren't putting out this information, man, right, they do statistics, right, daily, man, right, and see, right, a so-called, right, the so-called crime rates, man, right, because Esau so-called puts himself up, right, as the Most High, man, right, as the so-called, right, all-seeing eye, man, right. Doesn't Esau have cameras, right, everywhere, man, right, don't you get a damn ticket in the mail, right, you ran a red light, right, you so-called you didn't stop, right, at a stop sign, right, all the way. Hey, in DC, man, right, they got a stop sign cameras, man, right, to where if you don't stop at the stop sign, right, all the way, right, they got so-called secret cameras, right, that if you don't stop at the stop sign all the way, right, for a so-called, right, 3 seconds, right, then you're gonna get a ticket, right. Doesn't Esau have, right, so-called satellites, man, right, where he can see all manner of things, man, right. Doesn't this a so-called man, right, allegedly, right, a have drones and had surveillance, right, on Bin Laden, right, who was so-called on the other side of the world, man, right, but they were so-called, right, sitting on him, right, and had surveillance of him, right, for years, man, right, before they went to go and take him down, man, right. all these so-called RICO cases, man, right, in America, right, to where the feds have what a so-called 98% conviction rate, right, because they got so-called cameras, right, they got so-called surveillances, right, so-called signals, right, they can track you right from this street camera right to that so-called camera right to, and then it was a camera right on the so-called side building. Esau has all of these things at his disposal, man, right? But so-called a large amount, man, right, of cases, right, are going unnoticed, man, right? That's because, right, these are what? Israelite children, man, right? Nobody gives a damn, right, when the children of Israel, right, go missing, right? And we're going to touch on that too, right? But read it on. It reads, "It's a silent crime that happens right under our noses," he said. "The problem is, where are they? Where do they go? They can be used in a drug house or farmed to prostitution, man." Right? And that's sad, right, for a lot of our people, man. Right? Our young sons, daughters, right, missing, right, being pimped out, right, being destroyed, tossed to and fro. Right? Reading on, it says, to combat the surge of disappearances in Cleveland and other areas in northern Ohio, U.S. Marshals launched Operation We Will Find You in May to recover 35 missing children. Agents combined through cases in Cleveland, Toledo, Akron, and other surrounding counties to find the missing minors, with some of the kids located as far as California, Arizona, and West Virginia, man. Right, so what the hell is going on, man? Right, these things, right, have to be connected, man. Right, how the hell, right, is a so-called, right, 12-year-old, right, 13-year-old, 14, 15, 16, etc., right, so-called in school, so-called a young kid, how the hell are they making it from Cleveland, Ohio, right, all the way to California, man? Right, that's the so-called West Coast, man. Right, Arizona, man. Right, from the so-called, right, Midwest, right, which still isn't so-called technically the middle, right, but from the so-called Midwest, right, all the way, right, to California, man. It says, and West Virginia, man, right? That's so-called the Eastern Coast, man. Right, which makes more sense, right? When we go back to here, man. Says, for some reason in 2023 we've seen a lot more than we normally see, which is troubling in part because we don't know what's going on with some of these kids, whether they are being trafficked, man. All right, it makes more sense, right, that these children are being trafficked, right, kidnapped, right. What did they say? Right, because also Cleveland, man, it's also home, right, to a lot of damn bandos, man. Right, a lot of abandoned apartments, man. Right, houses, right, run down, right. And what it says, or farmed, right, to prostitution, man. Right, where are our daughters missing to, right, and going to, man. See that? Right, so going back down, right. It says the Marshal Service is fully committed to assisting federal, state, and local agencies with locating and recovering endangered missing children, U.S. Marshal Pete Elliott said in a statement about the operation. The epidemic of missing children in our country needs a spotlight. It needs our focus. We hope operations like this sharpen that focus. Every child deserves a safe environment to grow up in, and we are dedicated to helping providing that for the children and families in Northern Ohio. Right. It reads, Sylvia Cologne, who founded Cleveland Missing after her teenage cousin was abducted in 2004, urged families to take these cases seriously and to work through the trauma of disappearances to save runaway and kidnapped children. Right? And I believe even with this Miss Sylvia, right? I believe, if I'm not mistaken, right, her cousin, right, was abducted, right, by Ariel Castro, man, right, from I believe 2004 to about 2013, right, they found it, right, in which, the matter of events, right, it was 3 people found, right, it was Cologne, right, and it was a little girl, right, who was about 6 years old, right, so meaning that this man, right, so-called, right, had these women, man, right, locked down, right, kidnapped them, right, held them hostage, right, for years, right, was down. It's like trying to find the rated PG-13, right, word, for the R word, man, right, doing, right, evil, conniving, wicked, seduceful, lust, concupiscent acts, man. Right, and even bringing forth children, into that so-called a house, man. Right, with the another woman, man. Right, so these things, right, are a unfortunate common occurrence, man. Right, that definitely needs to be spoke upon. Right, definitely that we could find these children, man. Right, it reads, every family's experience is different, but there are some things that are the same for everybody. Right, Colin told Fox about these cases. It's first disbelief, blame, questions like, what did we do wrong? Did we miss something? Oh my gosh, how are we going to find this person? As the days progress and becomes a case that's not solved after a couple months or 2 years to 3 years, life happens too. She added, then you have this guilt of continuing to press forward and live your life while continuing your search. All right, see that, man? Right, con. Right, and that's the end on this article, man. All right, con. But these things, man, or these missing, right, children, man, are at a extremely alarming rate, man. Right, the disappearances. Right, you got a lot of Eves, right, a couple Jakes in there. Right, maybe a nation or two, Salakia. Right, but chiefly, man, it's been a lot of Israelites missing, man. Right, Salaki. I wanted to get one more article. Right, Salaki. Okay, Salaki. Right. Right from the Outkick. Right, dozens of kids mysteriously missing in Cleveland, man. Mysteriously missing. Right, it says the Cleveland, Ohio area is seeing an unprecedented number of missing children cases this year. Almost 30 kids aged 12 to 17 were reported missing over a 2-week span in May. There's always peaks and valleys with missing persons, but this year it seems like an extraordinary year, man. Right? Hey, man. Hey, and we keep getting these numbers like extraordinary, man. Right? Because this is madness. Right? This is absolute madness. Right? It reads, Newborn Heights Police Chief John Majoy said, it says Newborn Heights is a suburb just outside of Cleveland, man. Right? So if most of these children, right, are going missing, right, via the suburbs, man, right, just imagine, man, right, what's going on, right, in the so-called, right, worst parts of the cities, man. Right? Hey, man, what? Nobody gives a damn, man. Right? Right, so this is madness, man. Right? This is absolute a madness, man. Right? Right, hey, and you got all these so-called, right, Fox, right, so-called CNNs, right, your so-called Washington Post, your New York Post and Times, man, right, even the Sun, man, right, in Baltimore, right, all, right, of these children, man, right, are just now, right, being, right, spoken for missing, man. Right, yeah. Hey, this should have been a outrage, man. Right, so-called the first week, man. Right? Soon as so-called, right, 10 children, right, went missing, man. Right, it shouldn't have took, right, for 30 children, right, for 2 weeks, right, so-called mass, right, right, so-called, right, major, right, so-called platforms, right, etc., to start posting, man, right, for, right, brother, to, right, for the actual city, right, to bring out, man, right, but let's get into, right, the precepts real fast, man, right, not gonna make this too long, right, let's get into the precepts, right. I'm going to start with the classic, man. Hey, man, because we are under curses, man, as a nation of people. Right? It's Deuteronomy, right, 28 and verse number 32. Thy sons and thy daughters shall be given unto another people, and thine eyes shall look and fail with longing for them all the day long, and there shall be no might in thine hands, man. Right, because as a nation of people, man, hey, we don't have any might, man. Right, any strength, man. Right, when you look at the so-called, right, the average Black, Hispanic, Native American, right, and a Seminole Indian man, woman, and child, man, right, or Slavic man. Right, we don't have right, a so-called right, so-called stature, right, so-called strength in this so-called society, right. Esau, right, can call right, CPS, right, and take your child away from you, right, for any so-called reason that matter, right, Esau has so-called APS, man, right, so-called, right, adult protective services, right, which is more so going into, right, spousal, right, services, right, to where, right, the so-called a devil, a Satan, man, he could just come, right, and take, right, your woman out your house, man, right, and away from you, man, right, and do God knows what to you, man, right, and even, right, our children come up missing, right, organs missing, right, being lynched, beheaded, right, kidnapped and murdered, right, and tortured, right, and trafficked and raped and molested, right, doing and God knows what to him, man, right, being groomed, man. Hey, there's no might, right, in our hands, man, right, hey, and our eyes, man, we look, man, right, we look and fail, right, weeping, man, mourning, man, looking for our children, man, to come back, right, looking for our sons and daughters, man, right, but that's why the Lord said, there shall be no might in thine hand, right, thy sons and thy daughters shall be given unto another people, right, and that's even through a slavery, man, right, captivity, man, right, modern day, these so-called policies, right, to where, right, if you don't get down with this man's system, man, right, he can take your child, from you, man, right, and sell him, right, or give him to so and so, right, so-called adoption, right, the so-called foster homes, man, right, which are even worse, man, than being, right, with your actual blood, man, your actual family, man. It says, and thine eyes shall look and fill with longing for them all the day long, man. Right? You're fiending, you're hoping, you're begging, you're weeping, man. Right? That your beloved child, man, comes back to you. Right? And there shall be no might in thine hand, man. Right? Right? Where's the so-called National Guard at, man? Right? Where's the so-called police force, the military, man, right? The so-called the damn anybody, man, right? The damn Navy SEALs, man, right? The Green Beret, man, right? The MARSOC, man, right? The Marine Raiders, man, right? Recon, man. Right, the so-called damn Air Force, right? I forget, man, what they do, man. Right, but where the hell, man, is somebody at, man? Coast Guard, man. Right, the damn Space Force, man. Right, you got funds, right, to go and so-called play in the sky, man. Right, where's the funds, right, for these missing children, man? All right, so-called allegedly, right, so-called certain reports, right, came out, right, that they so-called don't have enough so-called funds, manpower, and resources to so-called locate, 30 children, man. Right, but they're so-called, right, funds, right, to send to, Ukraine, right? There's so-called funds found and, allocated, to so-called, fund, right, so-called, right, Israel, right? Right, all this so-called money, right, or so-called funds, right, Babylon has, right, for these different nations, man, right, which are their own people, man, right, they're all Edomites. Right, but where the hell, right, is the so-called, right, funding, the so-called support, man, right, for the Israelite child, man, right, for the so-called black, the so-called Hispanic, right, so-called right, Native and Seminole Indian, man. All right. All right. Let's go to Jeremiah, man. Right. Let's get the classic. Right. It's Jeremiah. Right. Chapter 15 and verse number 5. It reads, "For who shall have pity on thee, O Jerusalem? Or who shall bemoan thee? Or who shall go aside to ask how thou doest, man?" Right? Hey, nobody gives a damn, man. Right? Nobody cares, right? That our children go missing, man. Right? Nobody cares, right? That our people, right, are on damn drugs, right? Have been oppressed, right? Have no hope, right? They are destroyed, man, right? Without any so-called remedy, help, or support, man. Right? Our people are broken down. Right? Our people are weeping, man. Hey, nobody gives a damn, man. Right? Right? None of these nations, man, right, have pity upon us, man. Right? That's why when you so-called watch the so-called news, right, you watch the so-called, right, clips, right, you read the so-called articles, right, and when you listen, right, or when you read the type of language, right, the type of verbiage, that's used, man, right, such as they could be traffic, or they could be committing just out gang banging, not just out doing drugs, just been they just ran away, they just niggas, right? Nothing, man. They probably just doing something illegal, man. Hey, you can tell, man, that these are nations, they have no pity, man, upon us, man. Right? Neither what nor bemoan us, man. Right? There's no outcry, man. Right? Sincerely, right? As a whole, man. Right? Right? There's no so-called weeping, man. Right? Likely to believe, man. Right? In so-called 2 weeks, right? So-called 3 weeks, man. Right? That this is not going to be talked about, man. Right? And what? And Lord forbid, man. Right? And more children, right, go missing, man. Right? And these things continue to get swept under the rug, man. Right? That's why Jeremiah 15:5 says, it says, "For who shall have pity upon thee, O Jerusalem? Who shall bemoan thee, or who shall go aside to ask how thou doest, man?" Right? Nobody goes aside to ask, how we doing, man? Right? How can we help you? Right? Do you need anything? Right? I know that we've oppressed you, for hundreds of years. Right? Any people rape, robbed, and murder you. Right? Stole your heritage. Right? Stole your nationality. Right? And try to make it as our own. Know that we told you that you're nothing. Right? But can we fix that, man? Can we make a recompense? Right? No, man. Right? And none of these nations give a damn, man. Right? I'm gonna get maybe one more close up through the spirit, man. Right? This is just a very serious, right, and definitely a hurtful and painful topic, man. Right? Sin, our people, just lost, being kidnapped, right, being extorted, man. Right? Being raped, robbed, and murdered, right, in front of our eyes, man. Right? And not a damn thing being done about it, man. Right? Right? So this is the book of Baruch, right? Chapter 4. And I'm going to start at verse. I'm going to start at verse 9. Baruch 4 and 9. It reads, "For when she saw the wrath of the Most High coming upon you, she said, Hearken, O ye that dwell about Zion. The Most High hath brought upon me great mourning, for I saw the captivity of my sons and daughters, which the everlasting brought upon them. With joy I did nourish them, but sent them away with weeping and mourning," man. Right, and this is right why it's so important, man. Right, that we need to keep the law, statutes, and commandments of the Most High God, man. Right, because just look at how we're living in captivity, man. It's hell, it's violence, man. Right, we're poor, right, we're broke, right, don't have anything, man. Right, don't have any so-called generational wealth, man. Right, damn struggle, damn oppressed, man. Right, gotta pay damn bills, man. Right, we're going missing, right, at high rates, man. Right, we're being over policed and in prison, man. Right, at the highest rates, man. Right, being damn shot, gunned down, man. Right, a being, right, actually so-called, right, in right, Cleveland, right, it was a couple, right, it was a couple, right, that was unarmed, right, so-called driving, right, their so-called vehicle backfired, right, and police officers, right, chased them, right, because they thought that they were being shot at, right, and then when they pulled over, right, they shot 137 times, man, right, murdering, right, this brother and sister, man, in cold blood, in Cleveland, man. Right, so it's weeping, man, right, in this in this captivity, man. Right, it's nothing but pain, sorrow, death, right, desolation, persecution, man. Right, this is not the so-called land of hugs and so-called kisses, man. Right, we didn't know. It reads, "They knew not his statutes, nor walked in the ways of his commandments, nor trod in the paths of discipline in his righteousness. Let them that dwell about Zion come, and remember ye the captivity of my sons and daughters, which the everlasting hath brought upon them. For he hath brought a nation upon them from far, a shameless nation, and of a strange language, who neither reverence old man nor pity child. These have carried away the dear beloved children of the widow, and left her, and let her that was alone desolate without daughters. But what can I help you, man? Right? What help, man, are we going to be able to receive, man? Right? When the Lord said that, this shameless nation, man, because we don't listen, man, right? Because, right, we don't repent, right? We don't keep these law, statutes, and commandments, man. Right? A strange nation, man, right? Which doesn't reverence, right, our ancient men, right, of gray hair, man. Right? Nor pities our children, man. Right? They had our children, man, working in the slave fields, man, in the cotton fields, man. Right? They traffic our children, man, to and fro. Right? They do all manners of God knows what to our children, man. Right? But the only help, Salakia, and which, right, we have, right, hope and salvation for, man, right, is in the Most High God, man. All right, Shalak, I'm going to jump down to a verse. All right, I'm going to jump down to verse number 31. It reads, actually, I'm sorry, at verse number 29. Right, Baruch 4 and verse 29. For he that hath brought these plagues upon you shall bring you everlasting joy with your salvation. Right? And that's also, right, a cut, man. Right? Right, because what other nation, man, needs salvation but us, man? Right? That's how we know that salvation is only for the children of Israel, man. Right? Right? We don't hear about so-called, right, Elam going missing, right, Moab, right, Ammonites, man, right, Cushites, Hamites, man, right, down, Japhites. Hey, we don't hear about these different nations going missing, man, right, being plagued, right, being gunned down, being murdered, being trafficked, man, right, but what, man, right, but the children of Israel, right, need joy, man, right, the children of Israel need salvation, man, and hope, man. Right, verse 30 says, take a good heart, O Jerusalem, for he that gave thee that name will comfort thee. Miserable are they that afflicted thee, and rejoice at thy fall. Miserable are the cities which thy children served. Miserable is she that received thy sons. For as she rejoiced at thy ruin, and was glad of thy fall, so shall she be grieved for her own desolation, man. Right? And that's why, man, we need to repent, man. And come back, right, to the Most High God, man. Right? Because he's going to give us, right, salvation, man. Right? That's, right, that hope that we are looking for, man. Right, us as a nation of people, keeping the law, statutes, commandments, right, and the faith in the Most High God, man. Right, because these cities, man, right, where we serving, man, right, getting kidnapped, robbed, right, cast astray, man, right, stolen, man, right, the affliction, man. The Most High, he's gonna bring these plagues, right, upon, right, these other nations, man. Right, manyfold, right, less, right, we got to keep the commandments, right, and ordinances, right, and statutes of the Most High God. Right, console with that, right, the Lord willing, man, right, this lesson was edifying, right, and Baba Kashah, right, brothers, right, and sisters, right, share this video, man, right, to spread awareness, right, that, right, we could find, right, and locate, right, as many of our Israelite children, right, as possible, right, console with that, right, Brother Gabar, Ya Allah, giving, of course, all honor and glory to Yahweh, WATCHMEN, Mashak, Waman Lak Yahweh Shai, Hataz Adaka, the righteous. Right, again, hope this lesson was very edifying. Right, until the next time, I want to say, Shalom.